Leslie Watkins is an influential, transformational life coach and mentor and has been for over 30 years. Leslie's career began when she worked as a mediator for families settling estates. This beginning led her to life coaching. Leslie's gifts of seeing energy and leading both individuals and families through generational issues make life coaching a natural fit. Leslie has also honed her ability to unconditionally love those she works with, which provides an unparalleled environment for healing and wholeness. Leslie studied at Brigham Young University and went on to earn a graduate certificate in conflict resolution from the University of Utah. Her book, Healing Generations, and her children's book, I Can Love You Because I Love Me, will be out later this month.
It is a pleasure to be with you. I would say probably my greatest passion after today is the vibration that they've all talked about, vibrating. And my greatest passion is love, that four-letter word, that feeling that we all have when we connect one with one to another. I had a mentor 20 years ago, and we used to talk about love at great lengths. And he said that at a very core level, we are all love, that the energy of love in our bodies is all that we are, and that we do three things typically in life. We give love, which means that we connect with others, we elevate consciousness. That's the feeling that we've had in this room here together today. We distort love and we withhold love. And we've talked a little bit about that as well when we talked about addiction and abuse and some of those other things. The truth is that at different times and in different situations, we do all three. We withhold, we distort, and we give love throughout our lives, depending on our situation. One of the things I love to teach my clients is head versus heart. Not that we cut off our heads, but to operate from a heart-centered place. That the heart is the greatest vessel in our body. It is the place where we store love. That is the place where we connect one with another. And what are the things that govern our heart? It's our feelings. And to be in touch with my feelings is the very thing that connects me with each of you. So I encourage my clients to pay attention to how they feel. So all of your feelings are important. And we're so programmed in our thought processes to cut off some of our negative emotion. When in reality, if we were to embrace all of our feelings, to work through them, it helps us transcend them so that we are able to encompass more of all of who we are. So the heart is about 100,000 times stronger electrically and 5,000 times stronger magnetically than the brain. So it's interesting to me that society teaches us that we are to operate from our brain when technically the heart is the vessel that connects us more powerfully to nature, to each other, to all things life-giving. And so it is my invitation that we all pay attention to how we feel, because it is through our feelings that connects us to our hearts. My greatest passion this last 20 years has been the power of unconditional love. And I find that has been the greatest healing force in changing lives. In order to truly love others, we have to learn to love ourselves without judgment. And that, I find, is really tricky. We can say that we love other people and without condition, but until we truly love ourselves without condition, without judgment, we cannot love another. You know, when I was a little girl, my mom said to me, Leslie, I love you more than anything else in this world. And it just didn't feel right. It just didn't resonate. And the reason I've come to understand the reason why it didn't feel right is because my mom didn't love herself to that level. And so it just didn't ring quite true. So the power of unconditional love, I have found, is an ongoing practice of staying out of judgment of myself, and then staying out of judgment, practicing that with others. So how do I shift? How do I shift from my thought system? How do I know if I'm in my thoughts as opposed to how I'm in my heart? I can take the same person and the same situation, the same life's experience, and if I'm in my head, there's chaos going on. I'm frustrated, I'm confused, I feel overwhelmed if I'm operating from my thought system. If I'm operating from my heart, I'm in the moment, I feel more calm, I know what to do, and there is a better feeling. And that's how I know if I'm in my thought system as opposed to my heart. Now, I'm not saying that the head doesn't serve me. I'm saying that it comes behind my heart. So how do I shift? I have to have a desire. There has to be a great desire to move from my head to my heart. There has to be awareness. I have to be awake and aware. I have to know when I'm in my thought system as opposed to when I'm in my feelings. Meditation, I find, is one of the greatest practices for silencing my thoughts so that I can truly tune in to how I'm feeling. And then journaling, I find, is also one of the greatest mechanisms for keeping track of my feelings. And with my clients, I find that it's easy as we write things down, that it's helpful to go through those feelings and to keep track of what's really going on inside the body so that it helps me transcend. There are 6 C's that I encourage my clients to stay away from, and these are 6 C's that keep me locked in my head. When I am comparing myself to someone else, when I'm in competition, when I contend with others, when I'm trying to control, when I criticize or confront, those are all indicators that I'm locked in my thought system. The 1 C that I find is helpful when I am operating from my heart or my feelings is when I truly compliment, when I'm more focused on my spiritual gifts and who I am rather than things that I am not. So those are the 6 C's I encourage clients to stay away from, and then to focus more fully on complimenting and finding things about who we are rather than what we're not. So my passion is healing generations, and this is a picture of my parents who graciously handed down to me and my siblings unresolved issues, obviously, right? Thank you very much, Mom and Dad. That we struggle with to resolve. Of course, we are in the process of doing that. But definitely there were things that they didn't talk about their feelings. My grandparents, my parents, they just didn't talk. In fact, there was a lot of silence that went on in our home and even with my grandparents. And so I vowed to do things differently when I married the same man twice. Yeah, he's sitting right here in this crowd. And so you can only imagine the layers of love that we have had to transcend in order to forgive, to find compassion, to understand each other, and to go levels of love deeper. And the last picture is, of course, my pride and joy, a picture of our 4 children. And we have done things differently in our home. From my perspective, we strive to live from our hearts. So we talk about our feelings on a very deep and ongoing basis. We talk about how we feel. And sometimes those conversations can be fierce and difficult, because you can only imagine marrying the same man twice. There are issues that come with that. And I'm here to tell you that those were difficult times from time to time, but we talk about how we feel and at great lengths. So to bring it full circle, I am extremely passionate about living from our hearts because I truly believe that that is the only way that it will truly connect us universally within our families. That's the only way it will connect us to our spouses, to our significant others, to our children. That's the feeling of community that through music, through our friendships, and through embracing wholeness that will unite us and bring us as one. And so I'm extremely passionate about following your heart, listening to the feelings of your heart, and then moving through the feelings that unify us from an unconditionally loving place. So it is my hope and invitation to each of you that you will honor how you feel, that you will listen carefully to your feelings, and then move through them to create greater love within yourselves first, because that's where it starts. And then secondly, within your most intimate relationships, which then flows into community and then throughout the world. Thank you very much.